Tune in, turn up, the clock's ticking fast. Crypto secrets from the future and past. Magic got the spark, Dave's got the flow. Right in the blockchain, wherever it goes. The crypto magic hour, feel the power. Counting coins as we print every hour. VV magic, Dave's on the scene. Crypto dreams in a digital gleam. Oh yeah, the crypto magic hour.
What's up?
Wow! Holy crap, that was unbelievable. What? Wow.
Nice. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Sorry for being a few minutes late. I wish you guys could have seen what was going on. There's people going across screens. OBL comes and she's like, "Where'd everybody go?" a bit dysfunctional this morning, but
this doesn't put itself together in 2 seconds, you know. Okay, beauty like this, and that's on this screen right here, doesn't just come together, guys. Relax. We made you wait a little fashionably late. Never hurt anybody.
I know, David. Come on now.
What's up?
We want to welcome OBL to the show. Hey, girl.
What's the crack, guys? What's going on? Thank you so much for inviting me on to your incredible show with the incredible intro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Shout out Hanano. Shout out Hanano.
Hanano?
Yeah.
And he has a track record of having some unreal tunes.
Catchy,
Themed tunes.
Catchy,
Holy.
catchy.
Uh-huh.
So,
wow.
I
See me in the background? I was grooving to that.
Yeah.
He dances every single time in the background.
100%.
every time without fail.
Oh, don't you? Shout out Hanano, amazing, and Max, who's definitely here for the theme music. You know, see what I'm saying? For the theme song. Like, it's a real theme song now. Like, that's it. The crypto watch. The crypto magic hour. You're gonna be singing that shit when you're gonna take your kids to school. You're gonna be singing that shit when you go get fucking bread at the store. Yeah. Guys, welcome to the episode. We haven't told OBL yet, but it's going to be a deep dive into everything cryptocurrency, hardcore, like everything crypto today. We're
Masterclass.
It's me out the door. That's me. That's okay. I'm joking.
Magic, you want to set it up?
Yeah. So today's episode is actually about what is the most valuable asset in all of Web3. And Dave, would you like to tell the audience what that is?
It's community. I mean, listen, we're no secret to community, right? Like, at least we've been, guys, I don't know, we've been together probably like trooping it out in these trenches for 4 years plus almost now, I would say, right? Like literally 2021. Yeah, so we're definitely no strangers to it. I do think that the VV fam definitely had, for those that are tuning in, like, you know, we've been part of like this community where nobody else gets us in the real world. Like, these are our online friends. They get us. And yeah, I mean, it's been a fucking road, but like, if you have community, like I am of the belief that VV isn't here without every single person that like trudged through for those 4 years.
100%.
Yeah, so I'm
100%.
Yeah, so I'm excited to kind of get into community, like experiences. OBL, that's why I wanted to bring you on. Obviously, like you being one of the OGs in this community. I mean, I think
pioneers of building the community.
Yeah, chatting fucking Tuesdays. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
It makes us feel old, right? A little bit old. Yeah.
Yeah, old, and it just makes me cringe every time. But no, I'm definitely pumped to get in and talk about it. And I think, yeah, as a obviously VV is just like one sort of small corner of the entire ecosystem. And there's lots of communities that have survived, you know, the four tumultuous years. So yeah, looking forward to getting into it, chatting it up.
Let's go. I love it.
Absolutely. And yeah, when we were talking about this episode, I said, I think this one's important to have guests and was trying to think of like who do I have on, and I had one invite. I'm a little salty that person declined, but I get it.
He
You know
stood
who
you up?
are. Huh?
We got stood up?
Well, we do have another guest coming. They're just running a little bit late. They were having computer issues. No. The one of my initial invites, but that's okay. We still love you.
Nobody puts
but
all right, thank you.
But OBL was like a clear choice because I mean, I know you probably don't want to get the flowers, but the truth of the matter is you like kickstarted the entire VV community, and not for you and a few others, like it wouldn't be what it is today. So I just feel like you're the perfect person to talk about community. And then our other guest comes as part of the VV community as well, but other communities, and did something, hosted an event that was extremely community driven and like a really beautiful thing. So I wanted to, hear his take on how he feels about community in Web3 and NFTs and all that jazz. So yeah, I guess
Wait, can I just address something? Can I just say something very quickly? For those that haven't noticed, by the way, every time we have guests, which is obviously the last 3 weeks or so, I don't even get introduced. It's like I get looked over. It's like, oh, just the second comes. It's like, want to see my guest Max? OBL, Falcon. What about like
a little salty?
David. Oh my goodness, magic.
You know what it is, guys? It's Passover. Okay? Shout out to everyone that's celebrating Passover, Palm Sunday yesterday. For those that are in the struggle with your boy, the matzah struggles are real.
Serious? Really?
Sorry, I'm a little cranky. Okay.
Okay, no, that's understandable.
I couldn't tell. Yeah, and by the way, you have your own theme. Like, you have your own intro song. Like, what more do you need?
It's true. That's true. Yeah, a banger too. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Proceed.
Am I allowed to continue now?
Yeah. I'm gonna go start sharing this in all the group chats and everything since I was absolutely terrible at promotion this week, so I need more punishment. So I'm gonna go do that and carry on.
And I was telling OBL, when we get to the hour mark, I'm gonna be a little flighty because D23 tickets go on sale today, and I'm a nerd.
Oh my god, dude, that's top priority. David, what are you talking about?
No.
She's got a Disney Nerd 101, but she has got to be there, my dude.
It's my
She's
Super Bowl.
got to be there. Yeah, totally.
So I might be a little distracted when we hit the hour mark, but I'll do my best. So, OBL, I just want like your take on why you think that in all these different projects and just sort of the Web3 universe, why community is so important.
God, that's a big question. And again, let me just preface. I preface with you guys at the start, but I am somebody, who has very much fallen into this situation a couple of years back. I'm not trained in like events or like marketing or like community building or any of those types of things. Right? No, I gotta do that. I gotta do the disclaimer for people that are watching, who don't know, who maybe haven't followed along with what we've been up to the past couple of years. But yeah, like for me, it was very much something that happened by chance, but ended up being something that's become a massive part of my life. And like I've gotten crazy opportunities to connect with people all over the world through this new medium of spaces. But yeah, to address the bigger question, I think this whole like new idea of Web3 and building IP independently and supporting it with crypto and like all of these new ideas, they're so niche. They're just starting up, and I think the way that they're kind of being built with the communities that kind of dip into spaces as well, it's kind of from like the bottom up. It feels like the community kind of forms organically. Excuse me. Sort of forms organically around a product or an IP or a piece of art or something that everybody kind of gravitates towards on the internet, rather than like a big IP presenting or coming up with a new idea and then presenting it to a big pool of people that already exist. It was kind of like we kind of had to find our tribe sort of thing. Yeah, and I think in the way the like internet's evolving and commerce is evolving, IP sharing and consuming and like just digitizing this that's not a word, but just like the trajectory on stuff, the way stuff's going, yeah, stuff has to be run differently now, and I think having a really strong base of community followers or consumers or whatever you want to call them, from the ground up makes for like a stronger foundation sort of thing, and like you have the lore and you have the history and that sort of thing. Like, I don't know, there's just more connection between, I know we're still all consumers, but there's more connection between us. And I think in the Web3 space in general as well. I kind of use the example of like lots of people like to buy Nike trainers or Adidas trainers, and lots of people buy them, but maybe they don't necessarily all connect to each other and like have a way on the internet to connect and share what they love about, what they consume or whatever. So yeah, I think it's just a new way of creating a foundation for new businesses and IPs and NFT projects and all that.
We're it. Like, we are it. Like, this is ground fucking zero out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is it right here. And with the way things are going, when you see like what Elon did with X and XAI now, like specifically on this platform, right? Like on X, community, like the people, this town square, however you want to refer to community as, project, NFT, token, we're all one big community on Twitter. And right now, like, and I know I say this, I'm a broken record on the stream, but we are genuinely ground zero and perfectly positioned to be able to dictate this narrative moving forward. Because y'all remember we went through this little period of like social media, like MySpace and Facebook, and it didn't really do what it was supposed to do in terms of bringing people together. It kind of brought people apart. So now it's like we have the opportunity now, and it's kind of interesting, and we'll get into the AI conversation, I'm sure, at some point, because I'll probably bring it up at some point. But genuinely look at like really like what's happening here, the innovation, like the collaboration, like this is community like at its finest on X, 100,000%, ground zero for sure.
Agreed.
Let me interrupt really, really quickly because we have our next guest here, so I want to bring him on stage and then we can continue. There we go. What's up, Bomber? Do you want me to call you Bomber or your name? I don't know.
No, you can call me whatever you want. Bomber works, BK works, whatever. Thank you.
Okay.
Bomber, we have a tradition here. If you show up late, you have to do 10 push-ups on camera. So we're gonna wait for you to do those, and then
nice.
Come back. All right.
Well, I believe you showed up late, David. Were you not late? And I didn't see.
Hey, I turned on the camera 11:59. That's
okay.
Magic.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair.
That makes sense. All right.
You're welcome, man.
The bottom of my under here looks terrible, so I'm not going to show you doing the push-ups, but I'll do them. I have no problem.
He's just roasting you.
I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing.
He says.
Oh, I appreciate you guys' patience. Literally, my computer's been uploading for 30 minutes. Like, I'm just sitting here watching it, like, updating. I'm like, I don't know. Aww. So I'm on my phone now. Excuse that. I'm sorry. I just couldn't wait any longer. So thank you guys.
All good.
What's after this? Man. Nah, bro, I have no idea how to cut this video, how to edit video. So like phone, PC, 4 people on the screen, 3 people on the screen. I don't know nothing. Let's just have a good conversation, man. But we appreciate you.
You guys are so great.
Yeah.
So I want to continue a little bit with OBL, and then we'll move over to Bomber about sort of their places within communities. So OBL, like how did you just wake up one day and say like, I think I'm gonna like host spaces for fun? Like how did you even like, how did this happen?
Bro, dude, yeah, it was mad. And it actually, it kind of, so shout out to the community that was on YouTube and that was on for me it was YouTube, Telegram, and Clubhouse back in the day. You remember Clubhouse? You were around for the clubhouse.
I
Magic.
came right after the clubhouse days.
Okay, okay.
After.
Okay. Yeah, so shout out to those guys. Like I definitely was a big part, and that's where most of my energy content wise went to, it was into spaces. But yeah, there was a period before, like when I discovered VV and wanted to learn about it and was learning about crypto and all of that sort of thing. That all came before. So that was, yeah, YouTube. And I was in like the chat a lot, speaking to folks. And then I was like, I need to connect with these people, like not just on YouTube. So in a more instant way. Went to Telegram and then eventually went to Twitter, because Telegram was just like it's just like a messaging app, isn't it? But there are some like communities and stuff that use it for some crazy stuff. But yeah, it was Reese back in the day was doing like updates on Omi and stuff on Telegram. And that's where a lot of people would have been online all the time, and that's kind of where I connected with a lot of the YouTubers. So apologies if I can't remember you, but I need to write them all down. But Kyle Wilson, Chris Coffey, Cavell, Hello K, essentially crypto, like all these guys were talking about VV. And that
and
was,
you said on Telegram OBL, so like you guys were like in like a chat, like a group.
yeah. So there's like a big Akomi group.
Yeah.
Kind of like it is on Discord. It was everybody was in for Akomi, and then there was a VV as well.
Right.
But then I like pulled all the YouTubers out of that group and then put all of us into like one group, so we all connected, and then we all started doing like content together and stuff like that. And then I started to do YouTube for a wee while, and then that's how I connected with Kaki and Claire. They were a big part of me like taking the jump into spaces, just for the support. And like Kaki mostly, like we would have had calls for hours, just about doing content in general. Like YouTube was kind of my first direction. That was sort of where I wanted to focus a lot of my energy, but my tech situation is not great. So yeah, I used my phone, and just we were just all connecting on Twitter. And then honestly, Magic, just one day, I think, and I gotta say, I don't think I was the very first person to ever do like host spaces. I think a couple of people got the button. I believe like maybe Kyle Wilson, and there might have been like another couple of people testing out spaces at that time. But it was like it was a beta situation. And I remember talking to Kaki about my plan for YouTube and like what I wanted to do, and I'd noticed this new button on my Twitter had just like popped up around like where you can say post, where it says picture, and then it said spaces, and I was like, what the? Oh, can I swear? Sorry. Are we clean? Or are we not?
Okay. Dave does all the time.
Okay.
What?
Okay, good. Oh, I just gotta check. I always gotta check.
Yeah, no,
yeah, I was like, what the fuck's this button? What does it do? Like, what is it? Should I press it? Question mark. And I would just like be like putting out into Twitter like, what is this? Because at that time there was no like bubbles at the top with spaces. Like there was no purple. There was no like. There was nobody do it.
You just hit
a button. Just a button. Yeah, just a button.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I think I just did it for just to test it. And then me and Kaki would have connected in there, and then people just
slowly
started like
right?
Yeah, and like it started, guys. It started with like 5 of us,
and then
little by little, yeah. Over the course of like, I'd say, because when I first got it, I love like the autonomous aspect. Like I could sit in my jam. I would say this. I sit in my jammies, sit and have my cup of tea. Don't have to be like sitting like this. It was just so chill. And yeah, I do get nervous like talking in front of people. in real life. So the idea of talking like
too, she talks with her hands also. Yes,
bro. Sorry, I got to
animals together. Let's fucking go.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
He's trying to replace me already.
Nah, what are you talking? Don't be silly, you. Don't be silly. Y'all, I gotta say, y'all's chemistry and this channel was such a fantastic idea. Gotta say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, 100% needed.
I love it. I appreciate it, OBL, because here's the thing, right? Like Spaces is just like one conduit, right? At the end of the day, for like being able to like grow communities, and because when you look at like across the Web3, like just spectrum, there's NFT projects, you have crypto projects, right? Like there's like, I mean, a million different blockchain ecosystems. So you have community, Web3 community, and then you have like literally pockets of more and more, right? So, and Bomber, I know that when I was talking to Magic, she was telling me like, look, like, I want to invite Bomber on. She's like, because that was the poker thing that we did, and he got like all these different NFT communities together. So like, give us kind of like your take on whether it doesn't need to be community building, but just how valuable like is community in the Web3 space?
Yeah. Honestly, like I was really amazed with like the accesses in Web3. Like when I first got in and I'm hopping in these little Twitter spaces, which like I said, I was new to all of it, right? I say Twitter spaces still, but
we all do.
Like I'd be in the space and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's anybody randomly famous. Just I see their little thing, right? And I'm like, I feel like I'm sitting next to them, And like I don't remember which space it was, but I'm like, my mom was a big Beatles fan, and like I was in a space and like Sean Lennon was there, right? And I'm like, that's neat, right? So I got all excited about that. And I feel like, 2021, 2022, there was a lot of utilizing big names to sell out projects. Yeah, I mean, so like obviously it might have worked a little bit in that aspect. And one of the coolest things about Web3 is the community aspect, obviously, right? I'm a Raider fan. For what it's worth, I know a lot of people don't love that, right? But I've been a Raider fan my whole life. It hasn't been easy, right? Like they haven't been a really great team my whole life, right? 41 years old.
We're rivals.
yeah, that happens because people either love the Raiders or they hate it. But one of the coolest things about the Raiders is their fan base is like everywhere, right? International fan base. And I could be, 3,000 miles away from home, see some random person wearing a Raider hat, and I'll give them the nod, And so it's like, I'm a Dodger fan. Like sports is a big comparison to me when it comes to the Web3 communities. You'll see people completely work their entire lives around the events for their sports games, right? Like I've been going to the home opener for the Raider game for 20 plus years, right? And it's like my family comes up from LA, we all get together, and that's just our thing, right? And so like when I see the Web3 stuff, I see it as essentially like crowdfunding behind a brand, right? And the brand actually represents something, right? And so when you're buying these pieces, these digital collectibles or whatever it may be, they're verifiable entries into these types of communities, And so like I kind of feel like, Vivi, when I use you guys, I use Vivi, I say you guys, like I don't own Vivi stuff, right? But like when I look at this community and I see like, there's always the talk of like, do we own our keys? Do we not? And I think Vivi is a prime example where it really doesn't matter. Like, and that's just my personal take. Like, obviously, there's a fear of companies rolling up and you losing all your digital collectibles. But at the same time, like being able to control your own ecosystem gives you so much more range to do what the tech is there for, And so, like, I really like that side of it. I like aligning globally. I remember when I first got in it. I was looking. I actually saw a show with Vivi and Magic, and she was with Joe Ingram and Sam Simmons, and they were talking about their Web3 stuff, right? And I remember like that was when I first started working with Sam, and I think Nas Clint actually showed me that link, right? And so I was really exciting because it's like Sam and I only worked together in these little hour meetings and stuff like that, So it's
such a crazy small world.
I know, exactly. and he's actually the one that brought me on. I don't know if anybody knows that I was literally in Twitter Spaces seeing this PokerGo project coming out. I hopped in their Discord. It was a little slow at the time, you know, compared to Discord that I'd seen. And so I was just started asking questions like, is this really PokerGo? Do you guys have 500,000 subscribers, but, you know, 2,000 people in Discord, you know, and it wasn't aligning for me. So I started asking questions, and I started seeing that a lot of what they were doing wasn't really well versed in the space. Like, they held a Twitter space and had like World Series of Poker champions in there, Maria Ho, all these people, and they have like 25 people in that Twitter space. And I'm like, does Maria Ho not have 25 friends? Like who can't, you know what I mean? Like, all these people. And so I was amazed at like how much, like kind of how early we are, right? And I'm like, all these people are still trying to get their footprint in there. And I remember getting up on stage and asking all sorts of questions about the project. And that led to, you know, them saying, hey, do we have room for one more? And they kind of let me run with it, you know? And so
access, right? Like Bomber, like it gives you, like when you said like, oh, I saw this celebrity, that celebrity, right? I feel like when we talk about community building, it starts with like connection, right? Like at the end of the day, it has to, like, you have to meet these people somewhere. And I think what Twitter Spaces genuinely did was it gave people a medium to kind of, you know, like from a community building standpoint, it gave people a medium, like a little gathering place, like a little watering hole. And you didn't have to worry about like being judged. Like it was just a fucking cartoon PFP or whatever the fuck it was. And then it's like judge me by the shit that I say, in a way, right? In a way, it's almost like this crazy like psych experiment where it's like, you know, like the words that are coming out of my mouth, can I contribute? Can I add value? Like, am I a decent human being, right? Like those basic things, I think I guess that kind of would make sense. It's like we kind of went back to basics with Twitter Spaces. And like, if you were a person that had a genuine moral compass and was a nice person, you were welcoming of other people, right? And I think that's really what has allowed like Twitter itself, Twitter Spaces, and every community like out here, whether it's Vivi or whoever, like out here. But the one question, Bomber, I did want to follow, I had for you was, do you think that because when you mentioned like the whole Vivi thing or whatever, and I don't want to make it like Vivi focused, but that ability, right, of like keeping everybody here, if it was like some of the other projects per se, and I guess I'm just talking more in general, but like the ones with the wall gardens kind of forces the community in a way to kind of stay together. It's like, you can't take your stuff away from here. So like, you got to stay here. So we got to make the experience here. And in a way, I feel like that falls on deaf ears sometimes, like with a lot of people, because hate them or love them, right? Like Vivi built this community, period. Like they brought this community together, right? At the end of the day, like that is the one common thing that everybody had. So like when you look at this, it's like, do you think like the decentralized component, oh, I want to be able to have my keys and all this shit. I don't think that would have been, I don't think we're sitting here having this conversation today if we were able to go OpenSea, this, that, and all the other stuff. What do you think?
I agree. And honestly, I think a lot of the narrative from the NFT space comes from the crypto space originally, right? So it's like, it's originally crypto people. And when you look at the principles of crypto, it is getting rid of the third party, and it is self-ownership and, you know, peer-to-peer transactions. And so I'm going to say like using that, you know, that model, I feel like that's where a lot of the NFT people are saying, hey, I should own my digital assets also. You know what I mean? And like get that third party person out of there. And I just think that the tech is so much more robust than that. And I think it's easier if they can program it to work in its own ecosystems. You know, we have projects like Hero. Like, I don't know if you guys were on Hero, but that was a really fun time for me. Mainly just because it's like you got to see the digital ownership. You got to see they have their own platform, which they can reward. But if you want, you can pull it out. And I'm going to say 95, 99% of people left it in that platform to get the rewards, to get to work with the tracking system, to get their points or whatever it is. Because once you pull it out, they can't verify it, right? And so I think that was a prime example where people can say, yes, we own it, we can take it out, but we're choosing to stay in. And I think Vivi might have, I mean, I'm not saying that they're having, you know, that they're not keeping their eyes open to things. But realistically, when you have 99% of the people still using your platform, even when you have the ability to pull it out, I think that's saying something there, you know? And so like, I think with, Vivi as a platform and everything, I think that the slow route is good, you know? And so, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm agreeing with you, because when I think about it, it's like the HRO crew didn't go far. Like the backcal crew didn't go very far. It was like it was one button over, like on my on the top of my Spaces screen, right? It was like, oh, all right, legacy. All right, let me just tap on legacy thing. It's like you were there, right? So at the end of the day, like this being a whole like community focused thing, I don't know. To me, it was like that's the growing pains of like being here, because I'll tell you this, being at Passover dinner the other night, I genuinely didn't realize just how fucking, like, I mean, they're looking at me like I have 17 heads, legit.
You probably sounded crazy.
The only 100% you did, Dave.
Yeah,
100%.
you know what they say to me? Oh, Bitcoin went down a lot, huh? It's like, what the fuck? Like when I was talking to you last year at 16,000, like you were it's different now, and I'm like, oh, it's different now.
Yeah. I'm from like the 2017, 2018 days when I was telling everybody that the sky was falling, you know, and it's like I have posts to my team at work saying, hey, this is Coinbase. This is how you acquire crypto, and like just trying to like spread the news as much as I can, you know, but you know, people are going to,
I got a strict no family rule. No, don't ask me to do shit. I don't want to go. I don't want to know nothing. I'm not setting up the systems.
You know what's crazy about that? Okay, so when I got the PokerGo job, I was stoked, right? And mainly because this is like a passion of mine. Like I've been a poker player my entire life, grew up in a poker household, ran a casino for 10 years, got out of it to do the whole restaurant family thing. And then I start dabbling with NFTs. I see a poker one. I'm like, let's just check it out, you know? And then it's just like I was so excited about it, right? Wow. Like I remember in my interview, I was saying, I'm like, I would do this for free. I just want to work on this project. It sounds so much fun to me. You know what I mean? And so like doing that, and I, you know, the PokerGo NFT, not trying to shill, it's been, you know, sold out for a few years, but it was a PokerGo subscription that will get automatically renewed if you hold one. So PokerGo subscription, which like PokerGo is like the Netflix of poker. You get to watch WSOP, all sorts of live events, you know, all the shows from the last 20 years.
I'm not going to shill it, but I'm just going to shill it like real quick.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Of course.
You're good.
Yeah. And so I get all excited and I go back to my poker rooms and back to like my family, like everybody's into poker. Right. And I'm like, hey, I just started working for PokerGo. I'm selling these NFTs, you know, and everyone's like, whoa, NFTs? Like, no. They didn't literally, like, the closest people to me, everybody. And then, like, even when I told them, I'm like, hey, if you buy this NFT, that's $100, $200.
Don't do it.
Literally, they were like, I'm like, we're having a $25,000 free roll at the PokerGo studio where we're going to film it. We're going to have a big party. Pros are going to be there. It's going to be fun. $200. And they're like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm like,
nope.
All right. Okay. You know, and it's just like, I was like, I don't know. I feel like the hurdle and the negativity of, you know, the term really demonized a lot of the potential then. However, a year and 6 months later, I hosted my own event, which Miss Magic came to and headlined. And every single person that I told about before, they all came lining up. They saw the first event and they go, okay, this is real. What do I got to do to make this happen?
That's FOMO, right? That's the business. That's the scary part is like, and Magic, like I want to hear you because community is a really big thing for you. So I think like this is I genuinely want to hear from you. The FOMO thing, the FOMO shit is real out here. People don't buy red candles. They buy green candles. It's the craziest like mind fuck ever. I don't understand, but yeah, I get it, Bomber, and I appreciate. Yeah, it's good insight, dude. Because like we all see this clear as day, and it's just like. But one also thing that you said was the NFTs. Like I didn't care if I got paid to do this. The majority of us in Spaces didn't give a fuck if we. I didn't start getting paid until probably a year and a half, 2 years in, and then I was like, shit, is this really what I want to do? And it's like, yeah, like I genuinely like doing this. So yeah, the money part will kind of come, but Magic, thank you, Bomber.
Of course. And, you know, also, like I said, when we come back to the accesses, this is such a small world still. Like I got invited to go to Comic-Con in New York in 2023. And that was through Hero, through Wazaverse. He had a crew of us come out there, you know, I'm sure Hero paid him. And we worked for him. And it was so great seeing new community members, seeing people like just being there, because it's like all of us were top collectors and we're all loving what we're doing. So it's like telling new people about it. It was super, super fun. And I'm sitting there thinking like, I'm getting early access to like NYC. I had my trip paid for to New York, and I know that's not the experience everybody got. So it's not like I can say, hey, buy NFTs and you'll get to travel the world doing all sorts of fun stuff. But I think that if you genuinely want to be a part of something bigger, right? Like I feel like that's kind of what it comes down to, is like bigger than one person, right? Like we can align globally behind our brands. And, you know, coming back to when I was talking to Sam when I first started, I was saying, I'm like, you know, my nickname is the B-52 Bomber. It's been that nickname for 20 years, right? It's a reference to my poker hand, 5 deuce. Regardless, so I'm like, right when I came into NFTs, I found like Atom Bomb Squad, right? Which is like the brand from the hundreds. I'm like, I gotta get me a bomb. And I felt like your public profile is gonna be loaded up with all things that make you you. You know what I mean? And it's like someone can look at your wallet and see all these different projects and all sorts of random stuff. And it's like some of you might have thought I was gonna moon, other ones, I just feel like it just represents you, you know? And so I feel like 10 years down, everybody's gonna be able to look at everybody's wallets and see a timeline of like of their travels, you know, whether the projects are still there or not. It's like you still
we're gonna look back
where we've all been.
We're gonna look back and we're gonna essentially say like we're gonna look back on our Twitter timelines and be like, holy shit, like what were we even talking about? But I want to get to some of these questions, and then Magic, I want you to kind of jump in. But Acolyte says, what are y'all thoughts on meetups in the community? Magic, what do you think? What's your thought on meetups in the community?
Bomber led us to this perfectly, talking about going to New York with HRL. Everybody knows that I'm super passionate about community. It's like my number one thing when it comes to Vivi and being on Twitter. Like I literally became active because of the community and wanting to be more part of it, not hide behind a PFP, but like really wanting to be involved. And I want to go back and forth with OBL on this. It's okay. She's getting over a little sickness.
As I'm dying. Sorry, I spluttered all over you there. I'm so sorry.
OBL, don't worry. They won't. You have like gold cards that on my nose once on live stream, and it's like I get fucking eviscerated in the comments. So don't worry about it. You're good. Your grandfather did.
So and with community, and you know, you were talking about talking on spaces, and it's just so crazy how far we've come with you put your voice out there, and then you wonder like, does your voice matter? And then you talk to these other people, and it's when you first started, at least for me, it's like, are these real people? And then you develop these relationships and friendships with these people, and it's genuine. But the crazy part is actually meeting these people in person and being like, holy shit, you're actually exactly like you are on like online. Like what I hear in spaces is what I get in real life. And it's something very, very special that we've gotten to experience.
I wish I knew community. Your first name. I wish I knew your name and not your Twitter handle, you know?
and so yeah, I mean, OBL and I have been talking in the background even just over this past couple of weeks, because she knows I'm dying to meet her. And
y'all still haven't met her. Oh, that's right. OBL have
London.
No,
I haven't met anybody. Nobody.
And yet we feel like we know her, right? We feel like we know her.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's different when like there's like what's it called? Like an actual like physical. I remember when I went to my first meetup, it was in LA. I forgot what it was for, but it was in LA.
That was the first Decon, wasn't it?
I think yeah. Oh yeah. No, so
Designer Con.
So I went to the first Decon with one of the neighbors like that was in my building, but like I didn't really know too many people like in the community. And when I got there, I was like, oh, like because you're listening for voices and you're like, people should wear name tags, by the way. Fucking name tag it up like the new people. Name
so tag. Weird.
Yeah, so weird. And I was like, traps? Like is that you? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
crazy.
Who? Yeah. So it's like, you know, you're trying to like figure shit out, but it's a very different. I remember coming back onto Spaces that night after and being like, if y'all have not been to an in-person meetup, it's a different thing. It's a different, like the connection is different afterwards. You know what I mean? Like it is very, very different. It really is. It's so solidified. Yeah.
No, totally, guys. Like I haven't had the experience yet, and it's still like, and all of us here have been in spaces, and I think this is a very like unique thing with spaces and like just media in general. Like, of course, you've got YouTube where your viewers see you and kind of know you, I guess, in like a parasocial kind of way by watching your content, but and being able to interact, but to a certain degree through the chat. Same with Twitch. Same with, well, Instagram. You know, you just see pictures of someone, you kind of see their life, what they like to present as their life. But with spaces, like you were saying, Dave, like and Magic, that it's like a call that is open to for anybody to join, and that concept is, you know, it's like a podcast, it's like streaming, it's like all of these things kind of mashed up into one new type of media. And yeah, taking that, I remember being in spaces and like people, we had lots of different people attending the very first decon, and you know, people would be on their way there and they'd all have spaces open, and then you would hear them like meeting in real life in spaces, like with their both spaces on, and you'd hear them like through the mic, through the other mic, and it was just
OBL was like the IRL, like
oh,
she was like,
dude.
don't take it. Well, I remember that one year where we went, I forgot which one it was, the year after.
I remember
that.
you being on Spaces.
Yeah, who do you think I was on the phone with? It was this one in my ear. Like there was a whole space going on. I'm like, all right, hey, David OBL wants to talk to you. All right,
Yes.
yeah.
This is so fucking,
Well,
it's so cool.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Remember in Vegas, we called you.
I was on the phone. Listen, Bomber, I need to be. I'm in Ireland. If this is where I am in the world, that's why I haven't been able. Yeah. Oh my God. Really? I know. Sorry, I'm getting blinded here by the sunlight.
No, you're good.
Can you believe there's sunlight in Ireland today? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember being in spaces, and yeah, the FOMO, guys, the FOMO. But the spaces, and shout out Max and Janie, because they were the ones who were the first to bring that like visual streaming element of one of these meetups to the people that weren't able to make it, you know, like myself. I thank them so much, and they've kept it going all these years. So yeah, the meetups, that transition from the digital to the physical it's kind of magic, and I'm so nervous to experience it. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna be freaking out because I'm gonna hear all these like, I don't know, I know voices, but I haven't met anybody in real life, and then I'm gonna have the whole, oh my God, I know that voice. It's gonna be mental. It's gonna be mental.
What's even more difficult is if you have been in you know, any type of streaming where there's actual video, you're gonna have people walking up to you being like, hey, like, I know you, you know, and like
that's better, Bomber. Isn't that better than like
it
voice? Like, what's the
exactly. And like I remember like Nas Clint gave me that feeling in San Diego last year. Like when I was over at the VV booth visiting, I just popped over there for a day because it was a crazy week for me. But when I went over there, Nas Clint's like, hey, what's up, Bomber? I'm like, dude, you just made me feel like I'm famous. Like literally, like
it's
like
so
I know
surreal.
your name. You know what I mean? But it was a moment, and like I thanked him because I'm like, you have no idea, like just you being a community member. Like I'm pretty sure that's who tagged you in my event, right? Was it Nas Clint when you were right? And so it's like I found out about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Nas realized how much like those little touches really impacted a lot. You know, like
he's a connector too. He's really a connector. He was the first person that really like, well, not that recognized. He was one of the first people that approached me, and I had no idea who he was until he like introduced himself, because I didn't know what he looked like, and then I was like, oh, exactly. Hi, it's so nice to meet you. But he recognized me off of a video and came up to me and Sil, and it was just like, that he was the first person that recognized me based off of like the look that I didn't know that person already, and it was like super surreal. But yeah.
Can I just say something?
Do it.
Like when I hear you guys tell these stories, like I have no idea like someone like Nas had that kind of an impact, but I just want to say,
absolutely,
I'm probably, if OBL and Khaki, like I'm like the step underneath of like godfather of like nurturing the younger ones. You know what I mean? And Nas Clint was one of my disciples. Nas Clint, and so,
Disciple.
yeah,
Disciple.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Oh my god.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
Without you,
Taking a
without you,
biblical.
wouldn't have happened. You know,
I love it. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty
but
sure when,
That's wild.
No, go ahead, Barbara.
oh, I was just gonna say when I started with Poker Go and I was hitting up all my communities saying, hey, if there's any poker players in here, you guys might want this. Like Nas is the one who showed me the YouTube video with Vivi and Magic and like Joe Ingram and Sam. And so it's like I can go through so many friends that I found in this space and just talk about like one instance, one conversation, one moment that like completely changed the trajectory of lots of things. Like I can't even talk to Richie Rich more than one time a week because it's like I just have to spend money when I'm on the phone with him. It's like we just talk about, oh my god, have you heard of this? I'm like, oh my god, like my credit card companies are sending me messages, stop talking to them and stuff, you know. And like, but it's super fun. It's like, you know, the people that I've met here by far are the best part of Web3. I have some people here like that I feel like they'll be like, if I turn it all off and just walked away from it all, I feel like I have a solid Rolodex of people that I will keep in my life forever, you know? And I think that is something that is people don't really understand. I think people naturally want to be a part of something bigger. And I think Web3 has so many avenues to do it. You're going to find the people that are like you and make real connections, you know? So it's solid.
That was
Amen. Oh, you're crying, David.
Oh, you guys.
It was like,
No, it's,
damn.
Out of control.
No, it's
You
real.
said something there. You said something there about like, you know, having the Rolodex of these people no matter what happens. And that again is why community is so valuable in this landscape. Is, I mean, later on today, I have a meeting with somebody in the community to help me with a side project I'm working on, like completely unrelated to anything crypto. Like this is just like a work project. But I wouldn't have that if not been part of this community and met all different types of people from all walks of life with all these different amazing talents. And like, there's so much value in that. Like if things stop here, you still have hundreds of people that you've made these connections with. They can help you find a job. They can help you connect to the right person for a job. Like it's just so valuable. It's so valuable. But I want you to share a little bit about what you did because you're Bomber, because your event was completely community based. And so I just want you to share a little bit about that whole event.
Yeah.
And so, what you saw with communities.
Yeah. So what I originally, like I said, I was stargazing. I was really in love with the whole Web3 area when I first got into it. I was part of some marketing groups, and that's kind of what gave me the confidence to talk about PokerGo and see how I can be helpful, you know, to the project. And so when I try to tell people in my life about why this is so much fun, why I love what we're doing, it was really hard to really express. And so when I was in a meeting with, you know, some of the heads at PokerGo, and they're saying, okay, what are we going to do with this project? How are we going to make it sell out? And I basically said, like, you know, you're establishing a fan club for your company, and there's going to be about, you know, it's 1,300 pieces. You're going to have about 500 holders. Like, I think that you should open up, like, what can you provide money off the table? Like, what can you provide to your fan group that nobody else can provide? You know, like, let's just not think about money and say, who are you as a company? What can you do? And I'm like, you guys are the studio that all your fans are watching their favorite poker shows, right? And I'm like, we should just open up the doors of the studio, turn on the cameras, let them come down, have a party, invite some pros, and let them have that like pro experience. Because it's like, we're not most of us aren't going to pay 10 grand to go play these events there all the time. We may never have the experience otherwise. And so they actually loved it. Like, there's a lot of innovation at the top of that company. There's a lot of really great people. And so they're like, hey, we'll give them a $25,000 free roll. They'll come out in December. We'll make it happen. And when they did that, when I was talking about it, I was saying, I want to showcase Web3. Like, I wanted to do that before I worked at PokerGo, you know? So this kind of aligned saying, hey, what if we get all these Web3 brands and like sponsor, like have the Web3 brands sponsor this event? And like, when I was trying to pitch it to the team, we were in like, you know, once a week meetings, and it just really wasn't well rounded out for me to try to get that side. We were still trying to put it all together. And so the first invitational, yes, it was a PokerGo NFT invitational, but every single one of our holders came from a different group. They were all part of this poker group or that poker group or whatever it was. And when they rolled down, there were several of them that came in groups. It was their annual meetup, and they were playing as a team. And even on the PokerGo side, they said, you know, after these guys got busted out, like they didn't leave. You know, usually if someone like playing for 10 grand, they get busted out, they're steaming, they're out the door, right? And it's like every single one of those guys stayed, and they were cheering on the people that busted them out. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, let's go. And it's like the PokerGo got to see a real community side of what we were doing. And I think that they said like that was one of the most unique events we'd ever had here, you know? And so when I was getting towards my end of tenure at PokerGo, obviously that's an expensive event. They didn't have another mint to fund it. And so they were essentially going to close the doors. And I said, like, you know, in that first event, you told all the viewers, buy a PokerGo NFT and you guys can come to the next event, you know? And I'm like, we didn't have one on the books, but you told all these people. And in that next month, me as a community manager got onboarded all these new people into our group that didn't get that experience. And then it kind of, you know, I don't like to use the term slow rug, but eventually we didn't have another event, and we weren't told about it for a little while, right? I think it was still kind of on the boards, and they were working. I mean, it's a busy company. They got a lot of stuff going on, you know, but it really broke my heart because I felt like I lied to my community, right? I brought in all these new people. Hey, we're going to have another event next year. And then I'm like, so I got upset that we weren't going to do it. And, you know, might have shot myself in the foot a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm like, I'll host it. Let's just make it happen, you know? And so, you know, I sought out, you know, a few sponsors and stuff like that, but mainly I was just trying to make it happen to give my community another opportunity to come down there for all the new people, give them their shot that we kind of promised them. And then also really bring the vision of not just poker communities together, but actual digital collectible NFT communities, you know? So it's like, I thought it was very important to have VV Magic there, you know? It's like, she is a face for this community. And like, and the fact that she's playing poker, loves it for the sport. Like me running a casino for 10 years, I'm always been on the side of, hey, poker is for fun. If you guys want to try to pay your rent off of it and stuff like that, I'm like, that's probably not where we should be. We should be playing, and I've seen the community side of poker. It's real. People play at their local rooms. It's their buddies, and it's like that is the side that I love. I love the Discord poker games because it's buddies playing home games around the world, and that's kind of like, so it kind of went hand in hand. It's like, I want to showcase the fun side of poker. I want to showcase the fun side of NFTs and have an annual meetup where everybody can come down and live their dream. And so when I saw the return from the invitational one, and we only filmed the final table, so there's 7 people that got that streaming, you know, experience, whereas the other 125 of us did not. You know what I mean? And so like I was thinking, like, I saw how their lives changed after. The guy who won my event, it was $5,000 on the invitational one. He said that was like the best time he'd ever had. I've been playing poker with him for 20 years. He goes, that one moment was like the top of everything I've ever done in poker. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not the most he's ever won.
The energy was just so good though. Like,
exactly. I mean, yeah. And that was at the championship. And so that one, it was Doug, you know, Lord Galavan coming, and he won his entry by his community, rallying his community. And then he gets on stream and he's just chatting about his community the entire time. And when he wins, it's like, he felt like he's representing all of Web3, right? He played up against a pro, and I don't know. It was a really, really fun experience.
Like this is coming, this meta, this narrative is coming back. And it's so funny that we're talking about this today, because just this morning, Max, there's that alarm. I'm too fucking lazy to shut it off. It's going to keep going for the rest of my life. Nice. Bomber, just this meta is, this poker thing is coming back, because just this morning in a Telegram group with one of my, hope soon to be, like, it's a prospect now, but we're probably going to be onboarding them, like selling them a bunch of different like marketing services. And their thing is like, we have like a poker platform, right? The 57 alarm for people that essentially come play poker, and like that be like really fun. So I would love to pick your brain like a little bit after this, because this is you. I don't know.
I have a question. It's not a question. I'm already out here cooking, Dave. Okay, I'm already out here cooking.
She is.
So I had a meeting with him and Joey Ingram, who is a professional poker player in Vegas, working with the Venetian. And I really want to help Bomber get this event going again this year, but we got to find sponsors and we gotta get all the pieces of the puzzle together. But I would love to help with that. And when better to do it than Decon Vegas?
I'm telling you, I was already thinking if I was going to do it this year, it would be November. And then when you said that, I'm like, I think the stars are kind of aligning, you know? And because realistically, it should just be a community meetup around some poker tables and have a good time, you know? Like that's literally what it is. And I feel like the poker industry right now is seeing the value in community marketing. You know, they have all the Twitter poker personalities and all these people doing what they can to make the game fun. You know, and so I think that like just last week, someone put something out saying poker viewership is dying because the stories aren't relatable. You know, it's like people are playing these $1 million heads up tournaments, all whatever it may be, but it's like the common viewer is not like they're disconnected from the real field. It's like, does that billionaire care if he loses the $1 million, right? And it's like so they I don't know. I feel like they've always tried to throw more money at things to make it seem more exciting, but I really think that it's the people, you know. And it's like if we had little interviews like this where you get to like know your player and then see them on screen, like 10 years ago, I feel like WSOP used to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
this is the same exact thing, like the same thing where we say bring the artist into spaces, right? Like people want this connection. So I guess let me ask you this, because, and this is maybe like a little research on my end, but when like live streaming poker, right? Because if we were to, let's say, do something like this, right? Like, would we be able? Because I was literally looking this up this morning, and it was like it's kind of gray area. If you're playing for money, then they don't want to advertise that. But if it's like in-app, so I'm curious, like, have you ever live streamed like community poker? Like, and
there's a lot of people that do it. I personally haven't live streamed with my play. I've been on streams and like Discord stuff, like talking with people or spaces while we're playing tournaments and stuff like that. I just felt like, I don't know, I just haven't done it. It takes me an hour to load my computer sometimes. I don't know.
Do people do it on X? Like, are they like live stream?
I haven't seen on the X live stream versions yet, but like actual like Twitch and, like there's a lot of YouTubers that are constantly, I mean, they're probably fueling their poker play by their content streaming,
You guys remember Rob's stuff from the community?
Yeah.
He would play in the VV Discord, and he would live stream while he was playing that he was playing our VV tournaments.
Right.
And be talking about
money. Was that for like actual money or collectibles or like what was the price?
Even back then, it wasn't even collectibles. Right. Now there's collectibles, but it wasn't. It was just for fun when he was doing that.
Magic, do you also want to shout out like Tails for like teaching you how to play poker or whatever? Or no?
You are on one today. That is crazy. I actually had most people help me, but man, he's being mean today.
Really? What's going on? What side of the bed did you get off today, David? Jesus.
I'm gonna show up late, We're gonna be late.
We're always learning poker. Poker's always you never stop learning.
It's not a secret that like we were sitting at 500 viewers and now there's 743 people and they hear poker.
Like, when's the game? When's the game?
Like the trenches are degens. It's a fact. Like it is what it is. So it just goes together, man. So, but I would love to pit Magic.
You know what's funny? So I went to the Global Poker Index Award Show, and I don't know, a month or two ago. I don't know. It's all a blur. But like in that award show, I was talking to some of the pros and some of the guys that were there, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, okay, so I used to work for PokerGo, and I give them the whole spiel. And we hosted a couple events, and then they're like, "Oh, aren't NFTs down?" I'm like, I mean, I guess, you know what I mean? Like as a whole, like, and it just starts this whole thing of like the perception of what the NFT space is. Like if crypto's up, all NFTs are making money. You know what I mean? And it's like there's such a disconnect from like the true value of it. And so I was basically
people don't get that NFTs are so community based. Like there's so much
exactly.
People just think NFTs is money. It equals money. They don't get the aspect behind it.
And I use the example, I go, they're digital collectibles, right? I'm like, or anything digital receipts. Let's go with that. I'm like, right now, my Raiders tickets are all digital now, right? I have like physical ones, but they're all digital. The whole stadium's digital, right? No cash. And I'm like, so let's say the game's on a Sunday and my digital collectible that's in my wallet on Saturday is worth $300, right? I'm like, what do you think that digital collectible is worth on Monday? You know? And I'm like, after the game, worth $0. But I still will have, like, NFL gives digital like collectibles, NFTs for your tickets. Like they have a whole set for it. And so, and I don't know if they're continued on. I think it was just like a 2021 to 2023, maybe 2024. I don't know. Yeah. But it was really neat. And they had a whole marketplace where you can buy old ticket stubs and all this kind of stuff. And it was like, I was really loving like the potentials of what they can do with that collectorship, you know, because like
it'll come back. Tickets and NFTs on chain are definitely, it's 100%.
I mean, it's still there and it's on the flow chain, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. But bottom line is, if I told you this ticket is just an NFT, it's like Saturday it was worth $300. Monday it's worth nothing. Oh, your NFT died. I'm like, no, there was a game.
And it got the conversation started with the dude, right? Where it's like, wait a minute, our NFT's dead, and it's like, if that's the connector for us to essentially like start chit chat, like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, cool. Yeah. He's like, hopefully you're a normal human being. Yeah.
The greatest thing is that it was poker players I was talking to. So I'm like, hey, you know when you go anywhere and someone's like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, okay, so I play poker, and everybody's like what? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's how I felt at this poker place talking about NFTs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you know.
Dude, I just gotta add your story about like your job and the way you transitioned from regular Web3 space into the whole Poker Go and like transitioning. Was it like an official job you got with them?
Yeah. No, I was on payroll for 2 years. And it was probably a year too long. I mean, I sold the project out in 5 months, you know, and then I was just kind of keeping the community together with, we were giving away merch. And I was telling like our Patrick, one of the most amazing people ever that worked there, I was like, hey, any old merch you have that you guys are just going to burn, like I'll give it away in poker tournaments or, you know, I mean, gift cards and all that kind of stuff. Cause like, why not? Like, we're just looking to play. You know what I mean? Like we just want to play. And if there's, you know, cheese at the end of the maze, like, let's get it, you know? And so,
but I think what OBL was trying to say was like making that like transition was like you had that opportunity, like you got that opportunity.
Exactly.
Right, OBL?
Super fun.
Right. Sorry, my throat is disgusting. I'm so sorry. So the transition that you made like by yourself for that company, I think is a big topic that we used to talk about as well. And I just kind of to tie in spaces again, and the access and getting access to like people at the tops of companies that are traditionally sort of more in the what we call it,
boardroom.
It's not Web2. Yeah, ordinary normie companies that have Vivi is it's not a normie company, but they do a lot of work with normie companies. So trying to like bridge that gap, it can be quite difficult, I think. And we always talked about, as companies move into the next generation of tech and of online community and online commerce and all of this, and like play games online, and just everything is gonna going this direction. Companies that don't take that risk of nurturing this new way of doing business, I honestly think they're gonna fall behind in the next 5-10 years when stuff like the trajectory of all this stuff is obviously very niche right now, and all of us get it, but in the next 5 to 10, how much has changed in the last 5 to 10 with mindsets and perceptions and the way business works and the way people communicate, like Skype, you know what I mean? 10 years ago, Skype would have been like the most insane, what we're doing now. And it's dead now. It's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone now. Do you know what I mean? So, and we're now replaced with StreamYard, and we're doing it live, and this isn't like a closed. So yeah, for me, the fact that PokerGo was willing to take that risk and to dip into that community I think was amazing, but it's so unfortunate that they didn't continue to nurture it, because what you said that what you guys said that you experienced at that community meetup it's not, it would be different like if you had just sold tickets to just punters in general who didn't know each other and came and played the game and then they would all leave. Do you know what I mean? It's a completely different dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like I said, that post last week where they're talking about like there needs to be new stories in poker, that was kind of the niche of this saying also. It's like every poker game is the same. It's the same poker game, right? Like it's all the same chips, all the same rules, all, you know what I mean? And I'm like, the narrative is the players and what are they playing for? Like who's in this? So the NFT exposure to me, I kind of felt like yes, it's a niche thing, but I'm like, the world needs to see it. The world needs to really get what we're trying to do here. And it's not just a digital, it's not just a right click save, it's like you're aligning with people. And I really think that is the most fun. I have friends on Xbox that I've known for 20 years and I've never met in real life still.
Perfect example. Perfect example of like another community that is online, it's natively online, but don't can't take the connection to the IRL. 20 years, that's insane.
Yeah. Like
20 years.
I didn't live one state over. Like I met people like Wazas from the UK. You know what I mean? I flew to New York and met him. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that was probably the funnest part about the NYC Comic-Con was like all my buddies that I've been collecting cards with now, like I'm gonna go get to see them in real life. You know what I mean? Like that was definitely the best part of it. And touching back to PokerGo, keeping that going and other companies following suit, I think what they're going to start realizing is if you have a holder base of as small as 500 people, like you're paying a social media person. Like I don't know how much you're paying your social media person, but there's a real cost going out to your social media person to put out these posts to talk about whatever it is that you're doing. And imagine if you can get paid to get 500 people to amplify that post. You know what I mean? It's like those people would literally fund your social media guy and expand the word. And it's like, there's a real value to that, and I think that once companies realize that, I think that they're going to say, hey, we can literally have people buy our product to market for us,
That's the thing, because when you have something like that the market genuinely wants, and I tell this to brands, companies, platforms every fucking day, and it's a grind out here because I don't know how they don't get it, but like in Web3, it's very different than Web2 in the sense that you have direct access to your consumers. Like they're here, they're in a Twitter space, right? Like you can talk to them, come in, talk to people about your product, educate them on it, let them use it, and they will become your fucking evangelical preachers and yell from the rooftops of like how great it actually is. Wait, Magic, did you get the D23 tickets? Is that?
Yeah, shit.
Oh, is that now?
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes ago. Please, did you get them? Please. Oh, Jesus.
No.
Sorry, I'm having like
I see the fear.
Massive technical difficulties right now. I just got an emergency alert that there's an
earthquake.
And I need to stop, drop, and roll.
Landy,
stop!
I got so much stuff that's gonna follow me right now. So
Landy, take care of yourself. Magic, get under. Why do they tell you to get under the way? I never understood this madness. Like what? Like what's the logic in getting under?
And I'm just really trying to get through this thing right now.
I can't believe that's all happening right now. You think the tickets as well? Jesus Christ! In the middle of a fucking earthquake. Oh my God! Stop.
Earthquake is going on right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted right now, guys. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
What? Take your time. Holy shit. Take your time, Magic.
Degenerates, 801 people because you heard earthquake. Y'all are ridiculous. This is nuts. Fucking degenerates. But
so funny. So
funny.
Man.
I mean, look, and Obiel, I was gonna say like this seems like the perfect segue for like VR chat, and it's just like, hey,
is it? Is it a perfect? How have you made that segue? What the fuck?
Look, if we're talking about community, right? Like whether it's like online, like about digitization.
Okay, fair.
Like
I see you. Okay.
When I saw that video from New Year's Eve, I was like, these motherfuckers went and had a blast. This fucking. This is crazy. Like,
and dude, I gotta say, I can bring the poker chat into this as well because I was recently just in a casino in VR chat where all the freaking things were working and the fucking slot machines, you put the coins in, all this madness, right?
Love it.
Crazy. Yeah, a roulette table that actually works. I'm like, bro. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I think and I think companies, I will continue to preach about VR chat because I think companies like yourself, Bomber, yeah, she got a ticket.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what happened. Yeah.
Thank
Sorry.
God.
Now
I'm a
just
nerd.
don't fall into the crack in the house from the earthquake, and you're good.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Can't fuck up the live stream.
Oh my goodness,
All
damn.
right, I'm back.
Congrats.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of getting into the virtual shit here. Yeah, it was a platform that I again discovered completely by accident because I kind of wanted to see. Crypto for me was always about metaverses, always about like the digital version of IRL, where you're eventually going to be able to take all of the IRL things and do it in, like, for me, in a virtual reality setting. No matter what sort of platform that is, whether, it was mostly Sandbox, Decentraland, Chili's back in the day, they said they were going to have a metaverse. I'm not sure what's happened with that. And VR chat, but it lives very much in the Web2 sphere. It's been around for a long time. Well, not a long time. 2017. It started sort of building its community.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
I wanted
were in
to.
there heavy in the if I remember, like y'all were in there like every night, and I was
Bro,
like, "What are you doing in VR chat?" I'm like, "I'm not putting one of these fucking things. There's no way."
you don't need to put a thing on. You can, but
right?
you come on your desktop, Dave. I need you to come in because I think people like you could utilize this platform for crypto and for like crypto meetups, and it's all free. It's all like it's a platform that should be utilized for businesses. I really believe if they're in this space, or if you're in like that sort of mindset, it's a very valuable tool. But
And it
yeah, I
works on
think
like the Oculus.
Oculus, yeah, Oculus. It works on PC. You can get it on Android on your phone now as well. And yeah, it's just a really cool. I've always used it as an example for what I believe VV is kind of working towards. Always called VR chat like the bootleg version of what VV is trying to achieve. But yeah, people that have used VR chat have been like, we think we're ahead of the curve when it comes to like avatars, social identity, digital fashion, integrating business plans and people have like their Patreon connected to their VR chat worlds and their Discord, and the people that are in VR chat are like 10 years ahead. They're using all of the things that we talk about now that are just coming up. People in VR chat have been doing this for years. So get to following people who are using it, who build worlds, who like they're just so far ahead when it comes to thinking in a virtual in a virtual way. What is it, David?
I went in there and just seeing a stormtrooper on a stripper pole, and I was just like, "This is what VR chat is." Like, I don't know what's going on now yet. Like,
dude, it's got a bad rap. It's got a bad rap. Listen, it can be used for anything. It's like IRL. It is like IRL in there, and it's a dodgy place. It can be dodgy, as everywhere is in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry, my throat. But if you curate your own community and build it around, sorry, I'm tickling my throat. Hold on.
You're good. Yeah, I remember seeing that stormtrooper, and I was just like, I don't know what kind of freaky shit everybody else is into, but
but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna sit here for another hour and make sure I get to the bottom of this.
Listen, I will take you in. I say this. I will take you in for the and I've always wanted to use it as a tool to just show people what is already possible, and educate yourselves on it, because this shit gives you a leg up if you're wanting to get into the metaverse space, into like the digital asset connection experience space. VR chat is such a good tool, and it's such a good place to learn about it all.
That's cool. Like meetings,
yeah,
and
man.
Screwed like
dude. of course, there's conference centers, there's business rooms, there's any sort of world that you would like to imagine. You type it in, and lots of them pop up that people have already made. And they're all free, and you make your own. It's called an instance. So say we want to, comes to mind, it's like a conference world. So it's like a big conference building. You've got your foyer, you've got your rooms with your stage and your microphones that if you stand on the stage, you're the only one that can speak, and it projects your voice to the back of the room. All these crazy cool functions. Yeah, so you could come in there. People have conferences, meetups. People have cons in there. People cool. Casual was just recently at an open mic night with like 40 people. The girl had put it on. She has Patreon and a Discord, and she arranged a meetup to perform her music. And yeah, like honestly, I'll continue to say it. I know people hate me talking about it, but I can't stress enough. Like I had Magic's son in there a couple of weeks ago. Took him in to show him about. Again, I will preface, VR chat is an adult game, but if you're going in to chaperone, it is possible to keep it a contained experience rather than a public one. So yeah,
you see some crazy shit in VR chat. Like,
oh my god, the crazy David, the stuff that you wouldn't even fathom, Dave, that happens in that place. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just leave it at that. You can do your own research.
That's it.
All right.
Anybody can get on that shit, dude.
Fair. All right, we don't gotta go down.
We'll not go down. Yeah. Not that. We'll keep it suited and booted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think and see. Okay, this is an interesting fact about VR chat. See the way we all have like our Ready Player Me avatars, and as a community of Web3 folks, we think of that as like our avatar to use in the metaverse when we go in. Decentraland people use them. Sandbox people sort of think about using yourself as an avatar in like a virtual space. But see, whenever we do that in VR chat, if we go in, if I have my OBL skin on and I go into a public world, I look insane. I look insane being just a human with a coat. Like do you know what I mean? There's a dragon, there's Goku, there's a furry over there, there's a worm, there's a cupcake, there's a building, there's a meme. Like people don't represent themselves in VR chat anyway, like, and their digital identity. People choose like the culture and mindset is just so different. Like we're here and these people are like,
maybe that's the communities of tomorrow, like where it's like, is the community of tomorrow going to be a worm, a cupcake, a basketball hoop? It
is, Dave. It's already happening. And I think as we're normies as we go in with our Ready Player Me's, we stand out like a sore thumb when you're in those spaces.
Crazy.
It's wild.
That is crazy.
But yeah, everybody come in. Bomber, if you want in, I have a wee group on X, so I can add you up.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
Sure, of course.
To everybody in the chat, like seriously, I hope everybody in LA is good or California is good.
Oh my god, yeah, flip sick.
I didn't feel anything, so it must be.
No, I don't even know where it's at.
I mean, I was gonna say you guys deserve it because you live in California. Get the fuck out of there already. Just leave. Like, just what's in California?
You're just jealous because you're not here.
A little bit. But it's fine. I want to be a pencil in the chat. There you go. That's what Acrolite says. She wants to be Landy's a worm. Acrolite wants to be a pencil. Landy's curious about what goes on in the dark alleys in VR chat.
Listen, come hither, dude. We'll get you educated.
Hey, OBL, Acro wants to know if you're gonna do any sort of like vlogging of your first meetup experience next month.
Oh my gosh. I'm hoping so.
Well, you're gonna be.
Wait, it's happening next month, like the official.
Listen, yeah. The London event is happening end of May next month. End of May. God, yeah. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I'm hoping so. My sister's gonna come down. And we're gonna do some vlogging. Oh Jesus! Hope maybe some live streaming. Yeah, I have no
Dress as a
idea.
dragon. You know, dress
I'll
up
dress
like
as
a
a
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah.
I could do. And we were thinking about cosplaying, but yeah, we don't know. I don't know. People put so much money into that stuff to make it look good. I don't know if I could just get like a freaking costume from the costume shop up the road. It would look terrible. But I would, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some footage. I'll definitely like film my commute there and like put it up on Twitter and get in spaces. I'm so excited. Okay, let me just preface as well. I was planning on going to the last one, but family health situation stopped me from doing so. So, yeah, universe willing, my son's well, my partner's well, everything is good. I will be there. If not, we'll have to reshift. But as everything is sitting right now, universe willing, I will be there next month.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw Mainzy's new picture, but he's all like cheeky, like peaky blinders and shit. Like he looks.
He's always been picky. He's always been a picky blinder, dude.
I know.
Man's a picky blinder. Suits it though.
Oh,
You could be you. I think y'all could all get a wee flat cap, and y'all could, be part of the crew as well. No bother.
yeah, maybe.
Magic. You need to get your butt to London.
I know.
You need to get your butt to London.
Oh,
I know. I'm trying.
Okay, as long as you're trying.
I'm trying everything I can, but
the fairy dust is on the way. She's in the post.
The ground is shaking underneath you. What more of an excuse do you need to go to? That's wild. Yo, if anybody's never experienced an earthquake, I'll tell you this much. When my first earthquake, I was looking around like
oh my god, I pooed my pants on the spot.
I almost threw Bubba out the second story window. I didn't know what to do. I panicked for a hot second. I was about to throw him off the balcony and be like, Bubba, I hope you land on your feet. But I didn't.
Oh my god.
Yo, the dishes were falling out of the fucking thing. The refrigerator was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god, that's so terrifying. Oh my god.
My bad, Bubs. My bad.
It's a
better than
very
tornadoes.
weird thing to experience.
True. But I also don't live in the South. In New York, we don't have much to deal with. Just fucking snow and freezing shit for the year. OBL, I'm with you, by the way. Don't worry about it. The sun's not out here anyway.
Yeah, dude, I think we have the same kind of weather situation. It's not sunny.
It makes him so cranky. I don't like him in New York. He's so cranky.
It's probably beautiful outside right now. I haven't even went outside.
Oh my god,
but it's probably amazing out there.
No, rubbing it in, y'all.
Yeah, right?
California love, man. It's real.
Oh, it's gonna be 68 degrees today, Dave.
Wait a minute. You're in California. Wait, Bomber, you're in California too?
Oh yeah. Central.
Oh, I just didn't realize when you said you were a Raider fan. I know the Raiders are now in Las Vegas. So
yeah. I grew up in LA, and so it was Raiders and Dodgers when I was a kid. Raiders were in LA, and then when they went to back to Oakland, I stayed true with that. And then when they moved to Vegas, I'm like, is all my favorite things just coming to the same place? Like, how awesome is this?
Wow.
Yeah.
That worked out nice.
Yeah, I'm living in a simulation. It's all right.
Me too. Me too, my dude.
Yeah.
Shit is the Matrix out here for real.
Yeah, I would have never guessed this path. It's funny.
It's crazy how the universe aligns sometimes. You gotta pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
You really gotta pay attention to it.
One of the things I wanted to touch on when it comes back to like digital collectibles. I know like Todd McFarlane made a really good speech about this maybe a year or two ago, talking about like, hey, sometimes the physical thing doesn't work for everybody, right? You might have a fan that's not in an area where it's cheap to mail a $20 action figure, you know what I mean? Or you might not have enough space on your shelf, you know what I mean? But like when I look at like all these like physical things behind me, like each one has such a different story, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's my New York one. That's from here at Poker Go, you know what I mean? And when I see these physical things, it's like it is so much more than the tangible item. It's literally what it represents. Like all this stuff is so many memories for me, and I feel like you don't need it physical to have that. Like you can have digital receipts of your trips. Pictures are digital. Who prints pictures anymore? I mean,
Amen.
And so I feel like obviously the world is setting up for digital. I think that NFTs are going to be the backbone of the digital receipts. If people are going to put any faith in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general, and you are literally printing data on the backs of the currencies. It's like you gotta feel like it's still going to be there. You know what I mean? Like if crypto's going to be there, all these are going to be there. You know,
I'm bringing it back, Bummer. I'm bringing it back. I'm telling you right now, like I'm literally having discussions now. I met somebody that randomly messaged me on LinkedIn a few weeks ago that like did like these super like flashy events with, but it was like POAP focus, right? And it was like, remember POAP?
Yeah, POAPs for sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want, like that's your ticket stub to an event. Now, a lot of people might not see like the value in that, but that is massive. Like in terms of community, I don't know if y'all remember, but you might have gone away and come back a little bit. But Ryan Carson, when he used to do the Daily Dose, people were lining up to get into that space. And like they wanted that, like that, because it was like limited NFT quantity, like the whole people want to say that they were a part of something.
I remember those.
Yeah.
So what Bomber's saying is like collectible, like this is like periods of time. It's like music, right? Like you hear a song and it takes you back to a certain period. It's like you look on the wall and you see, or you look through your shoebox and you see a ticket stub, right? This is going to be the same shit. So yeah, I'm trying to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. Totally preliminary. I don't know how, but I'm going to try and see if we can get a little creative with this because I genuinely think that this stuff has massive use case for sure. Magic, are we over? Where are we at? Oh,
yeah. I was gonna say I think we should probably wind down now. This has been amazing. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, guys.
Thank you.
Really, you guys were perfect to have on the show today. Such amazing viewpoints on just how crucial community is to different perspectives. But we're all speaking the same language, different experiences, not perspectives, but different experiences. But we're all on the same page, and I think we pretty much secured that community is the most valuable asset in Web3.
Yeah.
Without it, you got nothing.
nice. We laughed.
100%.
I cried. There was an earthquake.
I coughed my lungs up.
I got D23 tickets.
We had some fear. Like, is she gonna get him? Is she not? There was some anxiety there.
It was a little touch and go for a second, but like once we got through the earthquake part, like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I feel so much closer to you guys now, you know? OBL,
thank you guys. No, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, OBL, for coming through. Like, I really appreciate it. I'm excited to see. I'm an acro. Like, I want to see like the vlog and all the other stuff. Like, you know, when you finally meet everybody. But it was great having you on here. Thank you so much. I appreciate
thank you for asking me. I really appreciate it. Lovely to meet you, Bomber, as well.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Magic, continue to do what you're doing. You're working your butt off. Have been since you decided to go down this path, and keep killing it. Get your butt over to London so I can squeeze the shit out of you in real life. David, same to you, dude. The space that you held with Gex the other week, fucking numbers on that shit, dude. Holy fuck, I haven't seen numbers like that in spaces in a long time. So yeah, amen. Amazing, dude. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And Bomber, we're gonna talk about this poker thing. We're gonna see if we can make some magic happen.
I literally talk about this all day, every day. Like this is all I think about. I'm just like, maybe we can set a date, talk with a venue, and basically have like several different tiers of possible production, and say like, hey, if we get enough sponsors for this, we'll just have an in real life event. Maybe we won't stream it if we don't get enough sponsorship. You know what I mean? And then if it gets bigger, then we can stream it or whatever it is. So I think that might be a little bit easier way to make it happen.
Maybe you got like, let me set up this phone call with this project that I think maybe it might make sense. Bomber, I want to pick your brain, but Magic, because they literally asked me this morning, like, we want to organize a poker tournament to stream live on X. Like, I kid you not.
Universe.
Yeah. So let's definitely chat offline after this for sure.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
I'm probably gonna go play poker right now.
We're gonna send us with our outro, and if you guys can hang for a few minutes after, please do. If not, all good. Yeah. Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
He had to close. He's like, bye, guys.
I'm trying to find it. There we go.
The crypto magic hour. Feel the power.